It's time for our Unified Bank Nailers profile tonight, and we speak with Nailers goaltender Shane Starrett, who has a really neat scenario in tonight's game where he gets to play against his brother for the first time in his pro career. Shane, what's that experience going to be like for you and Bo?
It's going to be a fun one for sure. We haven't played against each other in a long time. Last year we were on the same team, and now we're going to go against each other for the first time in our pro careers. And I texted him last night, counting down until we played each other, so just so he knows that he's coming into town. I know they have a game tonight, so it's not his focus yet, but I made sure he knew that he'll be coming to Wheeling.
He's probably shot on you tons and tons growing up, so who knows who better? He knows you or you know him?
He thinks he knows me better, but I'm already inside his head, I can guarantee that.
I'm guaranteeing that your parents will be watching this one from the edges of their seats. What's their reaction on this one?
I'm hoping they're rooting for me, but I'll give them a call and see who they're cheering for, but they'll probably be watching. I know my brothers already said they were going to be watching, my two older brothers. So it'll be fun for them to be at home, and instead of having two TVs on at once, watching us individually, they're going to be watching us together.
What's it going to be like being opponents after being teammates? I'm sure that was pretty cool to be on the same team as your brother for a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool experience being able to play with him. We lived together too when he got called up to Bakersfield, and pretty much did everything together like we do in the summers where we train together and we skate together all summer. So it was nice to be able to share, professional hockey experience with him. Like, we grew up together, wanting to reach a professional level, and then be able to do that together was something memorable.
You started out in the Oilers organization this year. You become a free agent. You have the opportunity. You sign with Pittsburgh and Wilkes-Barre Scranton. What drew you to this organization?
They're just a great organization. They believed in me, and they saw something in me. And you've seen the success they've had developing goalies. Casey DeSmith started down in Wheeling, and now he's up with the NHL club. And they do a good job at developing goaltending, and they're a great team on top of that. So I'm hoping that I can eventually climb my way to the NHL one day and develop. And that's one of the things that drew me in, is just their development from coast to AHL to NHL, and getting their goaltenders to improve themselves and then eventually make the jump to the NHL.
The nice thing for you so far this season is you've been able to get a good amount of games at both levels, where you started here, you got called up, you got into a couple of games up in Wilkes-Barre, you're back here playing again. Have you been able to get into a nice little rhythm? What's the year been like for you?
It was nice to get some games played at the beginning. I didn't play much last year due to an injury, but I came in this year and started playing here in Wheeling. Then when I went up to Wilkes, had a little setback there. I missed a few weeks, but then came back and was able to play a couple games. And now I'm back here and playing. But it's been a pretty consistent year playing games, other than one 3-week hiccup in the middle, thanks to the COVID protocol we got here. But it's been great to be able to play games and get rolling this year.
You're coming off of a 45-save performance at West Banco Arena, where you looked fantastic in the nets. And I was looking back at your career, not a career high for you. You had 52 in a game with Wichita a couple of seasons ago, and that was a game that you played tremendously well. Are you a guy who likes to see a lot of shots? Does it help you kind of feel the rhythm of the game that much better?
A little bit, but I just face whatever comes my way. I don't even realize how many shots I had, and I think, at one point in the first, I looked up and I was like, did I really have that many already? I just went out there and played and just focused on the next save and giving the team the best chance they could have to stay in the game all night. And some nights it'll be 45 saves, some nights it could just be 20.
There you go. Wheeling's never seen Wichita before, so let's look at that roster over there. How many of the guys do you know? Do you know that team very well, or has there been a lot of turnover from when you played there?
There's been a lot of turnover from when I played there. I think I was talking with my brother about it, because I played there for one season about 4 years ago, I think it was. And I think the only person still there is the equipment guy, Frank Jury. So I'm sure it'll be nice to see him. But other than that, the coaching staff has changed. Athletic trainer and every player, I think, is new to the team from when I was there. So other than my brother and the equipment manager, they're the only two I know. But I've heard about the guys in their team from Bo, so I know a little bit about them, and I'll be trying to get in their head as best I can.
Some teams have identities. Wheeling likes to be a blue collar type of a team who's going to grind you down. Toledo likes to play fast, open things up. What's the Wichita identity from what your brothers told you, or is there something that's kind of carried the Thunder throughout?
They've seen to have some guys that can make some plays on that team. I know how my brother's style of play is, and I've seen him. I've seen some clips from them, watching highlights, but I haven't watched a full game. And seeing what they can do, they can make plays all over the ice, not just play a gritty game, but they have some skill in their line, up and down their lineup too. So it'll be interesting to see how we match up against them.
Be a lot of fun to watch, Shane. I appreciate a few minutes of your time. Have some fun this weekend. Hopefully you'll get some bragging rights over your brother, and good luck out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Shane Starrett, Nailers goaltender, our Unified Bank Nailers profile tonight. We'll take a break and come back with more of Intermission coverage of the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank.